Hello and welcome to this video. Hope you have a great day and thank you much for joining. Today we're gonna Vodreview our friend over here called... What's his name? I didn't catch it. Historical Duty 36228. As a 10 plus years player in my 40s, I hit Grandmaster for the first time yesterday after a 100% SR refund from a cheater. Kind of disappointing because I didn't get to see the transition for the first time. This is a VOD of my first Grandmaster game. Lobby was Grandmaster 5 to Grandmaster 1. I had Masters for the first time last season, so season 1 of Overwatch 1. Then dropped to Plat and clawed my way back up to Masters. I hit Diamond for the first time this season before that. I feel like I'm lost in my games and that I'm boosted. I'm not really sure what is even happening anymore. I joined Voice for the first time and my teammates felt so coordinated and I just have no idea what's going on. I feel like I'm just lost all the time. It's making me not want to even queue so that I'm not ruining my team's games. Let's comment on a few of the statements before we read further. So you have quite a roller coaster of going up and down, and I totally feel you. Like while I'm kind of hard stuck in like Master 1 like forever on Sombra One Trick Pony, I have invested some time to also train other characters in lower ranks and so on. So, and from my personal experience, it's quite common for me to drop from Diamond to Plat and get back up again. Like for example on support, you see I'm currently Master 4. I was Diamond 3, then started to train Mitsuki, dropped to Platinum 2, and then ranked back up to Master 4. One tricky Mitsuki. And this is just a common thing. But what you notice when you drop such big ranges is that the time and the speed and the positions played vary a lot across teams. And this is why you kinda tend to feel lost if you swap a lot between elos. If you're hard stuck in an elo for forever like I am, you're kinda used to like in which tempo the tanks go in, like how long they're supporting to rotate, which positions are typically held and played, which chokes are typically played. All those things are kinda usually there. But if you then randomly get like a Master 2 to like I had Master 1 to Grandmaster 1 game the other day, then like the timing felt completely different. Like while in Master 1 people are still kind of a little bit boosted diamonds more or less, so it just like trades the entire time. In the Grandmaster games, suddenly it was completely different. Like no one was trading at all. No one was even shooting. Like the entire team fight went from nothing into explosion, and 3 seconds later our winner was decided. And like, so my entire timing from Sombra was like, oh, I need to like distract enemies for half a year until my support actually rotate to a finally useful position, actually hit an anti-nade for the like after 1 minute 30 of the game. It was like, yeah, my window is 3 seconds. I be in the correct position in this time or lose the game. And this is of course then a big contrast in how the game is played. And the gap between Plat and Diamond, between Diamond and Master, between Master and Grandmaster and Champion is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The skill gap and also like the timing variations. So it is quite normal to be fully confused about what is going on. And just outright off the box, the biggest tip I can give for that is watch your teammates. Regardless of what you're doing, just see, oh, how are your teammates positioning, when are they engaging, and like, you don't have to consciously think about, this is that, don't analyze during the game, but just look at them. Just turn your camera and look, what is my flanker actually doing? Like, is he even fighting or is he just standing there waiting for an engage? Because that's also something that happened to me, like, I'm used to this Master Genji, so they just always go and feed, but then I had this Grandmaster Genji, and like, he literally was standing still, staring at the wall, waiting for Monkey to jump in. He literally did not move until Monkey jumped in, and then he just got 3 kills and won the team fight. So this is just things that they just change, and so just watch your teammates and figure out what's actually going on. Like not actively analyzing, but just look at them. And it is fine to be confused. It's fully normal. Of course, the biggest tip is just play the game, just enjoy the game. Don't lose the fun of the game just because you're Grandmaster now. It's still the same game. It's still the same games played. It's still the same flamers, still the same clearing people. It's always the same. There's no big difference. Grandmaster players are also just human. They're just better humans, and now you're one of the better humans. So just enjoy your games, just play. Don't be scared of ruining games. It's a matchmaker's job to give you a 50% win rate, not yours. Like, it's not your job to win games. Winning game is gambling. your job is to have good team fights and focus on good team fights. And that's also, we go and read ahead in the Vodreview. Let's read first. Please Vodreview me and help me with what I can be trying to contribute to in my games. I'm playing Illari here. I did some paid coaching before, but it was just kind of stuff like warm up with aim trainer, before even looking at a match. I don't really know how to review my own Vods to properly learn, but I want to feel like I'm actually learning and understanding what's going on. I watched up to my first death and told myself I should have jumped away backwards instead of towards the point, so that I was only facing Tracer and not Tracer, Bastion, and may have escaped. But stuff like that is not very helpful when I'm actually in the match. I'm not really qualified to actually determine what was right and what wasn't. Please help me show what mistakes I made and what I can do to actually improve what I should be doing in my games, and what things to actually look for in reviewing my Vods that aren't hindsight is 2020. Oof, that's a rough one. With approach like this, the Vod review is gonna take like around 3 hours. I don't know if we're gonna take the entire time to do all of this, because learning how to Vod review yourself is a big part. Figure out what to improve is a big part, and how to improve is also a big part. All of them can be really long videos in themselves and really great topics. Like especially in coaching, of course, there are very many resources on how to actually train things, how to actually improve things. We still try to keep it as short as we can. In general, the goal for this Vod will be to give you markers, what to look out for in your Vod reviews. And then strategically how to train those markers. And in the Vod review itself, we're gonna just point out where these markers are off, so to speak. I'm pretty sure all the things I will mention will still be only fundamentals. Like cover, positioning, range, ability cooldown, and so on. Like nothing drastic, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident that we will find mistakes in this area. And these mistakes might not be the be all of how to play Illari, but improving fundamentals is always a good thing to do. So let's go for it. You have not written your name, which is always a mistake, but we're gonna look out for the Illari brick Anna. There was no name. Yeah, guys, please always type in your name in the Vod review requests. I don't want to figure out who you are playing in the Vod. I want to know it from the start. That's the wrong button. Match loaded. So you could be this guy. And try to check. Do you have other heroes played? Illari, Anna. The other Anna stays on Anna the entire time, and the brick. Yes, this is gonna be you. Now, ready for battle. Starting first. You're playing quite a lot of different characters, and which character to play when, of course, is also part of things you have to consider. But we're gonna look at that when we are there. Let's start on the Illari. So, for Illari to be said, it's important to understand that she was very, very strong, extremely oppressive in Season 1 of Overwatch. The strongest support by far, by a big margin, like it was not even close. Because she did like 70 burn damage on her OE jump. So Flank has already lost half the life just from being close. She had an extremely big projectile size for a hit scan, on a hit scan weapon with 30-meter range, and could two-shot. And that makes her basically the strongest DPS in the game. So to speak. And since then, of course, like the flare damage got reduced by a lot, and the projectile size got reduced, so it's harder to aim now, which brought her down in strength, but also increased the complexity of playing her. But you still managed to rank up, which is a good thing. Yeah, don't poke your head on rolling out.
I won't fail.
So, what we see from the start, when we look at this, we see Cat Bastion. So these two players... Oh, my drawings are off. Wait, give me a second. So these two players will mostly do their own thing So whenever you have a setup like this, what you want to provide is like somewhat consistency on main. So you want to play with this to other players. I'm not a huge fan of this defaulting turret right away, because now we cannot replace it quickly. But what does it actually do? Because we do not want to be the one taking damage, we want Winton to be taking damage. We want to be Cat Bestial to be taking damage, and not ourselves. But we just throw this by default, and this kind of locks us into this place for 5 seconds. But if you look at this, is there another position available where the healing turret could survive for 5 seconds? Yeah, and we know now, it's like here, right? It would also live for 5 seconds. Like ideally you try, like I always like to be precise with my turrets, so I kind of like to throw it in this like nooks and corners, so something like, here sticking down, for example, would be fine, or like here sticking up would be fine. Something like this would be nice. But of course the Tracer could shoot it, yes, but the Tracer is not shooting our Winston. So this light turret would help us tremendously instantly. It's just something to consider. Now, I didn't see the Tracer, to be fair, so this turret placement would be too far forward, probably. But again, this is just something you kind of decide after you see what's going on. Now, we're running quite close, and we're also spamming our shots. So with Illari, it is the case that you have the highest DPS, damage per second, you get 2-shot, if the bar is full every time. So this 2 bars. So you kind of would like to charge it to close to full before you shoot. And this is a timing you have to get like ingrained. So the first tip would be train your timing with the shots, especially on big targets like Reinhardt, where you do not do damage anyway, and they have armor mitigation. Like, more smaller shots are mitigated more than bigger instances of damage, so going for bigger shots on Reinhardt would be better. So we need to work on our shot timing. We're gonna remember this for later. And also, if you look at this, we were in a position where we could have shot other things that are not Reinhardt. Right about now. This shot should have gone onto the enemy Anna, and not on the Reinhardt. So, like with the healing turret, we chose very early what we are doing, and then we just stick with this decision. But if we look at it, of course, the squishier of the target, the more impact you have. Right? And the third thing is, your Winston is a jumpy dive tank. So what he wants to do is he wants to crawl up, drop down, and jump back out. If you run in at the same time, you will arrive at the enemy Reinhardt when Winston jumps out. So just hold your ground. Try to play a 30-meter range and see what happens first. So right now, no one needs healing, no one needs anything. So you kind of want like your Winston and your Echo and your Cat Bestial to develop before you make drastic decisions. So right now, holding this position is fine. Healing turret up here would have been then still be better than back here, because it would heal more. And shoot timing, accuracy of shots, and of course the target selection. And if you look at this more precisely, we also see that we are jumping. Very, very bad, very easy to hit. And we also see that this jumping is messing up our crosshair placement. Yeah, we kind of stun locked at shooting Reinhardt, which is not our goal at all. Reinhardt is not a goal, not a target you're shooting. So as a support, how it works is that you play a rather safer position, so you can heal teammates in front of you, and then shoot what's available from this position. If there would be only Reinhardt available, it is true that you kind of will shoot Reinhardt. Pylon on high ground is better than low ground. But if the other targets enter your space, you shoot other targets. Kinda skip my thoughts, sorry for this one. We are mentally locked again at placing our turret, and so we do not heal our Echo. Throw turret. Advance your turrets. Don't be scared to advance your turrets. Right now you want to be on point, so you don't want to be out yourself, but at least throw your turret here. It's still very safe to do. Like if Tracer shoots a turret, you know where the Tracer is, and you can shoot the Tracer, which is very good. But even then, you could just throw the turret into these small boxes, for example, to like help your Winston and your Echo. The turret, like, you want to... How do I say this? You want to play in a way where you do not take damage for free. Like, you want to use range and cover, where every time you shoot something, you have the upper hand in shooting. Because you have, like, other teammates, like a monkey and your flankers, creating the space for you to do that. Because you're not creating space on your own, right? You're more or less adding to the lanes that others already contest. And in this case, it's better for you to heal the ones that are contesting your lane, and you just add damage to this lane, and you don't take damage yourself. Now, if you don't have a teammate, like this Tracer now uncontested right now, imagine Tracer would be full HP, then you have to contest this lane, you have to fight this Tracer, then yes, then you place a turret for yourself. But you have to place a turret for the teammate that's actually fighting. And not as a random security backup in the back. That is too passive. You need to create value from your abilities, and your turret needs to be on a target that you cannot heal his health because they're too far away or in a different position, or supporting a position where an actual fight is going on. Also, be careful with wasting abilities like this. Like where we... I'm a little bit lost on what we are doing. Like you have said, you are a little bit lost on what you're doing. So, let's talk about the default setup of how to play this game. Just a fundamental guideline on how to do anything. You look at your teammates, and this we will do from third person. You don't have this luxury in-game, and this requires training to see in-game. But right now, for Vodreview, we want to increase the theoretical knowledge first. So, this is your initiator, your tank. He defines when the fight will happen and where the fight will happen. So usually the teammates orient around the tank. And the higher elo you are, the more it actually is the case. So the tank, for example, is set up for a jump somewhere, for let's say, for example, on this area. Somewhere in this area, the monkey will jump. So he wants to be set up like on high ground here on the stairs, then drop down and jump out. Something like this will be his master plan. So jump down, place a bubble, then jump out. Something like this. Or be here, jump in, bubble, jump out. Something like this, right? So you know, this here is your kill box. You want to damage enemies that are walking into this kill box. They're walking here, this is what you want to shoot. And you want to heal teammates that are contesting the skill box from some angle around. There is a door down here. From an angle around the skill box, right? So teammates that could shoot inside any of these positions. You want to provide these positions to your teammates. And so you want to place a turret that covers some of the space, and you want to be in a position where you can shoot and cover some other of the space, or the same space. So for example, we could say, okay, if a monkey is looking at this direction, we could place the turret up here and be in this doorway, right? So we can shoot, we have cover, we have our healing setup for like Cat Bastion, would be an option. You could also say, okay, I place the turret in this corner, so when teammates fall back into this cover, they get healed, and you are on this angle on the door and shoot out. Would also work. So your goal really needs to be, like, figure out where your tank actually wants to engage in, and we are not looking at the tank by a lot. Like, we're running around, placing random turrets, jumping down randomly. Where are we playing? Right? Like, Monkey is fighting, but we are not fighting, which is not good. Echo is fighting, we are not fighting, which is not good. And like, and where's also your heal turret, right? And now we place a heal turret, but we place it after Monkey already jumped out. And this is why the heal turret is late, and that's why it's gonna get overrun. It's important that you set up a position before the team fight, so to speak, and then you fight from this position on. I will remove the turret in this case before it gets shot. Yes, and this is the reason why we're out of position. So basically what happened is, because you were busy doing nothing, right about... Oh, the skipping takes so long in the current patch, I'm sorry for that one. Blizzard, please! Aww. Well, thanks Blizzard. How does it break the replay viewer? Okay, so because we're doing nothing here right now, right? We're not setting up for anything. We're not placing the heal turret. We are not doing anything. Our teammates, like, look at Bastion and Winston. They are set up, and Echo is as well. Like, look at your teammates. Every teammate has the same direction, more or less, right? Into this choke right now. But we are not. And the advantage of the heal turret is it reacts instantly. So if you place a heal turret early for your teammate, the moment the teammate takes damage, it instantly gives the tick of healing. And this one tick of healing makes a huge difference for anyone. So the entire goal is to be set up for this kill box early and not do random things on the point. Figure out where your team wants to play ASAP. That is the very first thing. Group up and play for the same kill box as your team. The very fundamentals. Set up for this kill box. And in lower elo, this will be a little bit weird because like everyone's running around like a headless chicken. I know that. But you see, in this elo, teammates are setting up for the same point. And if we had a heal turret up here, like imagine there would be a heal turret here, right now. Yeah, Echo just gets healed automatically. Right? This one tick of healing is exactly what Echo needed to survive. Just one tick, not much more. And this one tick, it makes the entire difference in this entire team fight. Because right now the team is basically cooked. Because we are late. And now we walked forward after Echo is already dead. So now we cannot hold this position anymore, because now we are in a 4 versus 5 situation. So now we have to fall back. Now we have to play for the point. But now we're walking forward. And this is what kills you. Because you need to be here when Echo was alive, and after Echo died, then you need to be more careful and actually back up and give them more respect. Like, shoot from here or from here, right? Like, you can leave the turret out here and go and shoot from here. Some things like this. Because Echo is dead. And this is what kills you. Because now, we are too far away. And we are also kind of lost. So in this case, you have to fight the Tracer. You cannot just ignore the Tracer and jump away. You shoot the Tracer. Keep shooting the Tracer. Replace your turret. Shoot the Tracer. So two things. Replace turret faster. Right? So right about now, it's already too late. Basically, it's already under attack. So just remove the turrets in this case, or fight for the position. And yeah. So, if you look at this fight, we have the markers for Vodreviewing yourself is group. Do you have all teammates? And are you playing for the same kill box as your teammates? First thing first. Right? So if we look at this, kill box was up front here. We were not grouped with the kill box up here. Second thing is, are we playing at a range that is good for our character compared to the enemy character range? Right? So if you play for example, this choke, of course, we could play for the choke from up front here. We could shoot into the choke. Or we could play for the same choke from back here. Right? Which range is better for your character compared to the enemies? And we are placing against an Ana and a Tracer. Right? So you want to play in a way. And this is also the third point, is an angle. So we want to play in a way where N's long line of sight, like this line of sight, and this line of sight, we are not crossing those, so we are playing, for example, like from here. That's a bad example, or from here, so we don't cross this example. But in a way where Tracer, when Tracer goes around the corner, has some range to cross before she's in our face. Ideally, further than one blink distance, ideally. And of course, Tracer will try to overrun us, and we have to actively kite away from the Tracer. So choose an angle in the range that fits for your character against the enemy team. Now, if the enemies would have more hit-scan sniper type of guys, you would prioritize the angle more. If the enemies have more of like a flanker, a flex DPS type of setup, you would prefer the range more. If they have both, you have to find the best of both worlds, so to speak. So group, range, angle. Then the third thing is, the fourth thing is timing. Timing. So we don't want to be the first one in the team to take damage, but at the same time we want to apply damage to the enemy team when they are shooting our teammates, right? So this goes in hand with range and angle, because you kind of, at the moment Anna is shooting your echo, ideally you would be in a position to shoot someone of the enemy team. So there is a trade going on. Of course, as supporters, that's not that quintessential, because of course you could also get timing by just healing your echo. Would also work, but you cannot be rotating around point while Echo is already fighting. When Echo is fighting, you also need to be set up, if you can. Like, do your best. Like, it's not like you can't control the Echo, but control yourself in a way where your timing fits to your teammates. And lastly, we have cooldowns. And cooldowns, I packed together 2 resources. So, like, what did they write? Resource. This word up there means resource, okay? It is your HP. HP. It's cooldowns. It's space. So, like, are you in a position where you have the correct range and angle? Or do you actually still have to rotate? Right? This is this type of things. And this is also not only for you, but for your entire team. Entire team. So what this means is, like, when you have all the resources, you want to be proactive in disrupting the enemies. Together with your team again. Like, not solo, but with your team. But if your echo is already dead and you're in a 4 versus 5, you want to give space and kite them out and be more... play more in a safe position where the enemies have to invade your space. So your gameplay has, and like, and what did we do wrong? Well, we were not set up in, like, all of this went wrong because, like, the very first step was wrong, right? Let's leave this text on the screen for a while. Hope it doesn't disrupt you too much.
They outnumber us.
And so now we would like to train our grouping up, because this is where we elect. So we just look at where my teammates are. Look where your monkey is. Look where he wants to fight. Look from which angle he wants to engage. Also, the healing turret should be on the wall up front here and, like, hidden behind this cooler or something. And then, of course, we look at, like, cooldown usage. Your cooldown usage is part of mechanics. I have not written those, but of course mechanics are also part of this entire quota. You have mechanics. And this is your crosser placement, your tracking, your movement, your cooldown usage, the text with Illari turret, like when you could jump over the things and so on, as you jump and use your sunburst. Like, there's some fun sunburst text where you can use, like, doors and stairs to do funky stuff, but I think no Illari uses them actually, so I don't think they are very important. But technically mechanics are also part of these things that we have to train. And mechanics, of course, also like your shot timings that were off, so that's things we have to train. So right now, where's our Winston setting up? Right? And sometimes you will have a split engage. So let's talk about split engage in this case. So because now, as I said earlier, group up with your team, you want to, like, guard the cloak. But now the enemies are in the cloak, so now you have to break the cloak. So you do the opposite. Now you kind of want to not set up with your team in a kill box, but you kind of want to find the weak spot where the enemy team is not set up. So with your monkey forcing a lot of eyes on him, you could now position here and shoot the enemies that are not looking at you. Position here, shoot the enemies that are not looking at you, right? That's an example. And this is, like, part of the initial strategy. And this is where some confusion comes from. And it would be fine to attack with the Winston, and it would be okay to attack split from Winston. Both are fine as long as the timing is set up and you have the idea of, okay, I want to attack with the Winston together, so I set up here earlier, look at my Winston, and when he goes, he trades now, then we actually shoot. Because he's trading with Tracer right now, so we can shoot, right? You see the Winston health bar. And then you just shoot the Life Weaver and the Anna or whatever you want to shoot. Doesn't matter much what you're shooting. It does support that you actually shoot something. Right? Whatever is available. But right now Winston's fighting, we're not fighting, so grouping up failed again. Throw a pylon to a position that we didn't want to contest, part of the mechanics. So again, for the cooldowns, was this pylon useful? No. So if you watch your own VOD, you ask yourself, was this pylon useful? Did you use your pylon for anything? And the answer is no. So then you go back. Okay, could you have foreseen that this pylon is not going to be useful? Well, it is kind of late, isn't it? Like, this pylon should be there before we shoot. Like, the pylon needs to be in the room before we enter the room. So you throw the pylon and then you enter and shoot, right? And then you would shoot the bastion and get healed at the same time, then it would be fine, right? If the pylon is already there, then you walk and shoot the bastion, then you get healed while shooting, then it's fine. Then the pylon will get value. And of course, Reinhardt charged you, so you have to disengage, which is correct. Don't waste your cooldowns like that. You need your cooldown for disengagement, just walk. Again, mechanics, don't waste cooldowns for nothing. This is like the bread and butter for every Tracer player. Don't use blinks to just walk around the map. Just walk around the map. Your cooldowns are for different reasons. Like, imagine they turn around to you now. Then you might need a cooldown, actually. Right? Why did we die? Well, if we had the cooldown, we could jump out and live. Right? Now we swap to Anna. Now we didn't need to swap to Anna, we really only need to fix our grouping up. And you could also question, like, was the range good? Was the angle good? But was something good available? Not really. So you cannot fix the range and angle much, right, in this fight. So if we look at this fight, what could you have done better? Well, we figured out the mechanics, the cooldown already. We figured out the grouping could have been done better in this fight. With the timing with the Winston should have been there. Right? And then we have the cooldown usage. Again, like, not jumping out here. And now that we see this, we should instantly go to cover. So we shoot only the Bastion and not peek the entire team, and we are close to cover to go back. Yeah, so we're strafing out very far, because we just sink the Bastion. We will continue strafing there. But then we peek out and shoot once more too much. Need to be in cover a little bit faster. So things we can fix in this team fight. Now swap to Anna. Again, I would not have swapped, especially not to Anna.
Lost. Next, flashpoint, Palace.
So not much we can do about grouping, even though it's off. Okay. Like, I would shoot a little bit more, like shoot once, rescope, shoot once, rescope, like just burst heal Winston a little bit. Like if you decide to heal the Winston, just burst him here 1, 2, 3 times. Like go to a good position first and then just do 1, 2, 3 hits. You don't even need to scope for those shots or hits, not in between the two words, that was wrong. Shots or hits, not the combination of both words.
Duplicating Winston.
Okay, we tried the timing. Yeah, and we're running around a lot. So yeah, so really the biggest issue is that we are not set up for any team fight. We are not anticipating correctly where the Winston will attack, so we just keep running during the team fights. So if we look at this. Why do we stop peeking? Just continue shooting from here. That is fine. Let's shoot from here. Like right now you don't see any enemies and your teammates are full HP, but like either your teammates will fall back or your enemies will push them, one of both, and then you can shoot again. So I would just stand here and shoot. And you see you could like shoot things. And then maybe you see them rotate, and then you can kind of start rotating as well. And shoot from here. You see that line of sight would be the same, it's fine. You don't have to rotate that much. You kind of over-rotated this. Like don't panic because you don't see enemies now. But the thing is, you kind of need to be prepared more before the fight. Why not just take our position and shoot? Why are we walking? Think about anti-nades, very good. Unfortunate. Yeah, mechanics, the anti-nade aim is really off. This looks like not very well trained, I have to say. Like, we have the right idea to anti-nade this, but walking forward while anti-nading will get you killed. Strafe out left, aim, throw. Don't just, like, take, like, a few extra steps and then run and shoot with a jump, but, like, just aim at the feet. It's really not hard to hit anti-nade. Aim anti-nade at the feet, not at the bodies. Now, maybe you wanted to shoot past the Reinhardt shield, which I would understand, but then you want to hit this wall. To serve specials from the wall, if you want to avoid the Reinhardt shield. Because this has no chance to hit. And lastly, of course, you can also just flank deeper, rotate deeper to anti-nade, instead of going shallower. You know, increase the angle. Increasing angle also makes it easier to hit past Reinhardt's shield. We have Echo to heal. What are we doing? We need to send and shoot and heal. Where are we walking?
Taking care of you.
We needed to contest the space. Where are we walking? Do a 1-1 against enemy Ana. Again, not by long, but by a little bit. Rotated out kinda 1 second too early. Yeah, so again, we're kinda really not set up to where stuff is happening. We are always running behind. And that is because you always run behind teammates. Like, you do not have your own setup. You need to have your own set of strategy. You need to know where Ana is good, played well. Which angles are good for Ana. Which range is good for Ana. Which timing is good for Ana. You need to know these things so you can position for your own, not for your teammates. Like, you're always running behind your teammates, that's why you're always lagging behind. And again, I understand, this is mostly because you're scared of Grandmaster games. But rather, D-rank and play the game normally than this. Nice shield by Reinhardt, but also nice nade actually. Oh, this is fine. This was good rotations and good timing. We need to anti-nade ourselves with like against Tracer. You need to hit yourself and the Tracer with anti-nade, so she has to recall and then you can live.
I won't give in.
Yep. I think we can delete the text for now. I think we have said it long enough. We hear the Tracer. And again, we are just walking. Like, where are we walking? Like, we always continue to walk. Like, what is bad from this angle? Like, where do you want to go? Shoot the Ryan. Shoot your Ryan. Maybe you want to rotate away from Tracer? I don't know. So your sleep darts on Tracer have a really low chance to hit if you throw them like this. You need to be ready for the blink. Tracer will shoot 20 bullets, blink, shoot the rest of the magazine, always. Basically. So look at this. You see this? She did this motion before you turned around. She will always do this. Sleep dart the first blink. Don't try to blink to sleep dart instantly. And now you can activate sleep dart, but you have to be ready to flick your camera around on the blink. Now, I would guess this is console as well, right? This is not PC. So I'm not sure how fast you can actually turn with the console sticks. But you need to have a setting where you actually have a strategy how to deal with tracers. Because right now our camera is lagging behind so much that we actually have zero chance of dealing with them at all. And then you basically cannot play any at all into this, and we threw away 88% ult charge. So this is already like a lost team fight by itself. But again, the tracers need to pre-aim better or flick faster, but this movement speed, camera movement speed is too slow for tracers to deal with them. Use our movement ability directly. Scary. But yeah, with enemies behind us, so I understand. Well, it's fine. Don't go backwards, hit the Reinhardt. So you see how passive we are? We need to hold this angle together with our Reinhardt. Brick is actually more range than enemy Reinhardt. You can hit the Ryan with a melee before he can hit you. So if you're standing behind your Ryan and just hold left click, you will actually hit the enemy Reinhardt. And he will not hit you back. Because it's just dying slow motion. That's the thing, like, yeah, you are surviving, you're healing, but it's just losing in slow motion. Like, you're just delaying the inevitable. But you need to win the game. And not just lose in slower, but actually win. Yeah, I think at this point your team is cooked. I don't think you can do anything on Brick here. Because, like, your Ryan is not doing anything, but your cat's already dying, so there's really not that much. Like, you can turn around more often and look at what your teammates are doing. To, like, heal pack them more. Like, you're looking a lot just forward, basically, and not really noticing what's going around you. Be ready to shield block the shatter mechanics. When you're playing Brick, either be in cover or high ground, or be ready to block. Like, and this little things I just mentioned once, but each of those things I mentioned, you can just really train hardcore. Like, now every single time the enemy picks Reinhardt in your ranked games, you pick Brick and you block every shatter, every single one. You just focus hardcore and just block with the shatter. Next time you play Illari, you just focus on looking where's your tank and place your heal turret for the aggressing tank. Next time you play Anna, you just focus on finding your own position and play for this position instead of walking around the entire time. No? These things. Yeah. We have to touch, so we are trying, but it's of course over and out already. Yeah, this is about it. We lost this game because we had a really poor team play. Out of all of the things, like the first thing, the grouping up and the timing, like figure out like how to play with your team together. Figure out where's your tank, where's your DPS fighting. And it will not always be your tank engaging first. There are different situations. For example, if you have like a DPS that can poke better and a tank that cannot poke, your poke DPS will engage the fight first because he can shoot a little bit across longer ranges, while your tanks still have to set up. So you have to be ready for those as well. But try to look at your teammates, figure out where they want to play, and then try to go in a position that's good for you around this area, and then just play the game from this area. And it doesn't need to be like heal your teammates or whatever. You can just shoot the enemies, especially on Illari, especially on Anna. But you have to, like on Brick, you also have to contest short range off angles. This saves your other support. Like, you have to engage in the fight when your team is engaging the fight. Now, these are, again, very big topics. So there are a lot of things that can be said about how to Vodreview yourself. But I think if you focus on the areas mentioned, and every time you have a team fight, you ask yourself, well, how was I grouped up with the team? Did I play my correct range? Did I play a good angle, or was my angle kind of like just with the team or too far off? Was my engagement timing together with a teammate? Doesn't matter which teammate, but just with a teammate, or did enemies like push us, and then you also have to respond, of course. Did you have the resources for the play you were going for? Should you have just stayed further back and play more safe until you have the resources? And if you have the resources, could you do more because you have the resources? Like, for this goes both directions. Like, if you have the resources, like you have Sleep Dart and Antinate, yeah, you can push something because you have the tools for it, right? You can win. But if you have nothing, then of course you should fall back. Like, did you mess up mechanically? Like, did you strafe out of cover too much? Did you miss some of your Illari shots? Was the crosser placement too low so you couldn't headshot? Did you jump in the wrong direction? Did you dodge poorly? All of these things are mechanics. Like, and basically every team fight, find one of those things. Doesn't matter which one. It doesn't need to be like I remember back when I got coaching for my old stacks, he said like, just look for the most stupid thing you have done, and the first thing to do is just watch the entire Vodreview in speed run, and just like look for a really big stupid thing. Like, did you like misuse your ult? Like in this case, we didn't even ult once. We swapped off every single ult we ever had. We didn't even ult, which is already a throw in itself. Like, we probably swapped off 3 ults, and this should have been 3-1 team fights. And this might even be bigger than grouping up. Don't swap off your ults. Use your ults to win the fight. Like, you could have won the fight with Illari ult. Yeah, sure. Was a game-winning ult. Could you have won the fight with Nano? Yeah, sure. Nano, your monkey. He goes in and kills 5. And so the good news is you have very many topics you can work on. And so just find something that disturbs you the most. Out of the list we had. Find the one that disturbs you the most in the team that you watch. And then you figured out one point. You continue looking at the same VOD, but you don't look general anymore. You look for specifically that one point that you want to fix. So ideally you would have several VOD reviews because you play more than one game. Right? So for example, at the start we said, well, was your Illari turret placement useful? Here. Is this turret useful? Did it do anything? No. It did nothing. Right? We got 0 value out of this Illari turret. So I was thinking, maybe I need to fix my Illari turret usage. It doesn't matter which one. Again, it doesn't matter which topic you figure out you want to fix first. Now you go and look at your other usages of the same topic. Now you look only how did you use your Illari turret. So turret is on cooldown. So this turret, how did we use this turret? We place on the ground. Is this a good turret? Well, it does something.
I am not going to watch you die.
Could it be better? Yeah, we could place it a little bit higher so it doesn't die to low ground stuff, right? So we place it above shooting height, so the aims actually have to aim for it. Maybe hide it a little bit more or something, I don't know, maybe. Like, you think for yourself, like, it doesn't matter. And that's the point. It doesn't really matter what you think. It's only important that you think something. Just pick one topic, think something, and actively watch, and actively think, how did I actually use this? Like, could you place this turret here in this corner as well? Yeah, but it kind of be open there, so maybe not so good. Could you place the turret here instead? Yeah, but then you kind of open to this side. So, yeah, maybe place it here, maybe place it here. So, yeah, this turret was fine. And we skip to next turret. We don't continue to watch, we skip for next turret. Good turret. I skipped too far, I guess. Turret helps us with healing echo, good turret. Right? But now, could we do something with our turret here now? Yeah, probably throw it somewhere. Right? That's, like, ideally your turret is placed before the teammate takes damage. That is the reason why Illari turret is overpowered is because it heals instantly. You don't have to react. The machine reacts for you and it does it so instantly. The moment someone takes a tick of damage, it instantly heals up. How is this turret? A little bit weird, a little bit awkward, right? Could we place it better? Yeah, place it up here if you want to place it, but why do we place it at all? What's the point? Right? And you just go through your VODs like, this is my Illari turret. And you just actually watch how is my Illari turret placement. Now, if you want to deepen this, you can find different sources of how Illari is played. And usually I do this by watching Spylo or by finding a VOD. Let me actually open up YouTube here. I want to close this. So, personally, I always like to go to Spylo coaching. It doesn't matter which coach you like. Then you just search for Illari. Also, probably a playlist. Yeah, there's a playlist Illari. Peak pylons. Yeah, good topic. Is actually what you want to train. It also doesn't matter how old the video is in this case. Not so much. Because we just want to be creative. And then you can skip to replay review.
Find the aim so that I can hold going for an more there. Shift. There's and heavier burst of value with both for CDs. With you, it's just more about like kind of the long, slow burn.
Timer.
So like, let's look right now with where you're positioning right now. First,
faster.
Could you hold a different angle? If so, where? And second off, where should your pylon be based off of that decision? So let's position first, then pylon.
Well,
so
high ground. Let's
first see. Now we have a situation. Now we can think, okay, this Illari places pylon up here in this situation. Is this a good pylon? And I say, yeah, I kind of like it. Like, it can heal us back here. Like, we chose a low ground position, which is bad, but we don't fix position right now. We think about pylons. So if we want to play this position, the pylon is good. Can heal the Hans on high ground. Can heal the tank when he goes out main. Not the worst pylon, I would say.
It feels awkward on this character because I don't. It's greed. I don't like being outside of my max range where my bullets start doing less damage. So I try to play closer angles than I should. But yeah, ideally I should be on the high ground.
You really should. And the irony is, I don't think you're necessarily any further away either.
Yeah.
You know, you're about the same range, because I understand what you're saying. But like, why is this so important for you? Why is being here better than here?
Escape from there because there's more obstacles.
Fire, you deny. I'm very happy to see this because I can hide from all 4 of these sightlines simultaneously using card. And in fact, I can actually rotate around this right angle all the way over here and then take an angle on you to deny your cover.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you're here, you say, no, you actually can't hide behind card. Oh, and yeah, also if you go up top, I'm going to hear you and I'm going to be able to contest you. Oh, and if you say end.
This is about positioning. We don't skip this.
Yeah.
We have this pylon. Do we like this pylon? Now we can think about it as well. Do we like this pylon? And now we have our own expertise on pylon. We think about pylons. We see someone else placing the pylon. And now we can also go one step further and say, okay, Illari Vodreview. Type in Illari Vodreview in the YouTube search. And let's watch for Illari top 500. Top 500 Vod. Illari top 500 Vod. So let's see a good Illari player. 70-minute top 500 gameplay on Illari. So we have a random chosen player on Illari. I don't know any players, of course. And now we see... Wait, he placed a pylon. Let's look at this pylon. Where did he place it? How did he place it? When did he place it? Why did he place it? And so on. Right?
Hey Leute.
Tötungsstab.
The voice is a little bit weird. Actually, deactivate the voice. We don't need it. So he placed a turret inside... so he placed the turret forward inside this room. So he plans to use this room to shoot the enemies. Right. He placed a pylon in the room where he wanted to contest. Okay. And he placed it before he peeked anything. Right. Nice. And he placed the turret where Bastion and his kill core are playing. Not only himself. Okay. We wait for next turret. Oh, there's the next healing turret. And it's placed in cover where we can heal our forward teammate and ourselves. Is this the same? Like, and now we see, hey, wait a second. He moves the pylon from his safe room to a more forward position where his other teammate is. Maybe I should do the same. And now we look at this. Now we got some information. And now we look at our own gameplay and see, okay, where's my next pylon? Wait for the next pylon. Pylon. We are back here. This is per 40. Yes, this is then a pylon usage that is fine for me. A look good pylon. Now we got some inspiration, we got some ideas. Now we see, oh, our pylon gets shot. Now we didn't see how we react to our pylon getting shot. Should we destroy it? Should we contest the tracer? We don't know. We can check another VOD. We can think for ourselves. And so on. And next time you go to play a game, you pick Illari and you focus only on your turret placement. You hyper-focus on what you have seen and turret placement. And actually, I do one step before. After watching your own VOD, after watching the video, you create a game theory of how you want to place the pylon. Like you say to your own words, I want to place a pylon in cover in front, where the enemies do not see the pylon, but the pylon sees me when I shoot the enemies. So it's forked forward, so it can heal my teammates and myself when I peek out. It's placed a little bit higher, so it doesn't die to Glagrid spam or whatever, and rockets. And I want to remove it in time before enemies can swing the corner and shoot my pylon, and then reset it to the next best position. And I want to be the pylon placed before the action starts. Something like this. Now I have a definition of pylon. And now you just go and play the game and try to fit this definition. And that is important. You don't try to make a good pylon, you don't try to win the game. You try to fit this definition of pylon. You try to fulfill your own statement by the letter, by the word. And then, next game, you watch the VOD again, and you see, was this good? Did it do any better? Do you have to adapt your pylon theory, or was it fine? Like, sometimes we'll have then, oh, I messed up my pylon, I showed it wrong, and sometimes you say, oh, this is a good pylon, but it didn't do what I think it would be doing. And this is the situation you want to create, and then you can think about these situations, then you improve your pylon by game, by VOD, by game, by VOD, by game, by VOD. And each VOD for pylon gets very, very fast, because you just, pylon, good, bad, it's dead, go next. How's pylon? I'm dead, go next. We are still dead. Go next, pylon. How's this pylon? Pylon was bad, outside of fight, no position we needed. But as early pylon is fine, so this pylon is okay, we take it. We removed it, which was good. Go next pylon. Oh, monkeys there. Is this pylon useful? Yeah, no, our monkeys can engage, we should engage with monkeys, so probably I need a pylon for the forward. But for what we are doing, it's fine. So okay, go next pylon. I kind of missed one, I think. I think I missed a pylon. So next pylon, we place it in the room, but we don't place it in the room. We walk in the room before placing it. Oh, here's a mistake. I messed up. Okay, and here we need to do better. And then we die without pylon, basically, right? And then we didn't have the pylon for the fight, and this is the fight where we didn't have the resources for the fight we needed. And so if you go through your every single topic you find in this way, it's called deliberate practice. This is a term you can Google, YouTube. You will find tons of videos for deliberate practice. This is a tool for learning used in all fields, and it's exceptionally useful for more chaotic things. Like deliberate practice, not so good to learn your vocabulary or to learn math, but more of tasks that involve creativity, different solutions are possible, where different tools are used. You can kind of break them down into tiny pieces and train every piece one by one. And for every piece, you make deliberate practice. You watch how you're currently doing. You define where do you want to be when you're done training, like how does a pro does it. And then you go there and train and look which progress you have made. And you need to look for these three things in deliberate practice, and this is how you train this. I think that's it from me for today. Again, this is very, very big topics. If you want to like have more elaboration on specific things about this, or like want to have a demonstration on Illari or how to deliberate practice works, catch me up on Twitch. I will gladly answer your questions. I will do more VOD reviews for channel points, of course, if you want to have a continuous VOD review on this one. Now, for specific things like how do you counter Tracer with Anna, I'm not a console player, I cannot tell you these things. But hopefully with the list and the training method, maybe you will have the tools now to train for yourself. Maybe lastly, a few things. Actually, I don't know how they work for console. Yeah, I'm not sure how you use the replay viewer best for your on console for your own reviews. This I do not know. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you once for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/shikigami. Hope I see you there. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.